The British mission was aimed at making contact with rebel forces opposed to Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi. A helicopter reporting to be carrying elite special forces soldiers and Foreign Office officials landed south of the eastern rebel stronghold of Benghazi on Friday. But instead of welcoming them, opposition forces arrested and disarmed the group. Rebels say they found weapons, maps and fake passports among the group's belongings.
Libya is an independent nation, therefore our sovereignty and our borders should be respected by everybody. We have no idea if they are here on a specific mission or if they are here for discussions with the National Council. But considering how they entered the country, we have refused to speak to them entirely.
The delegation left Benghazi Sunday aboard the British warship HMS Cumberland, minus their weapons and helicopter. A recording claiming to be of the British ambassador pleading with the rebels to release the group was played on Libyan state television. British media and political opposition figures have heavily criticised the government in connection with its handling of the Libyan crisis. On Monday, British Foreign Secretary William Hague admitted he approved the mission.
Last week, I authorised the dispatch of a small British diplomatic team to eastern Libya in uncertain circumstances which we judge required their protection, to build on these initial contacts and to assess the scope for closer diplomatic dialogue. I pay tribute to that team. They were withdrawn yesterday after a serious misunderstanding about their role, leading to their temporary detention.
Rebel forces have questioned why the British mission was so secretive and why it did not just use the Benghazi port or airport. Middle East analyst Barak Sina of the Royal United Services Institute says the confusion about the mission was inevitable.
There was no other alternatives. The problem that exists is that the Gaddafi regime is in charge of the communications and still has that in their power. For this reason, rebels haven't been able to coalesce their efforts between West and East, and it's creating a fog of war.
The bungled British mission highlights the problems governments face in formulating policy towards Libya, to engage opposition groups or to stay out entirely. Dan Plesh, Director of International Studies at London's School of Oriental and African Studies, says the British government should have thought twice before launching the mission.
I think they were trying to do what they said, which is to establish contact with the rebels and also establish themselves in a leading position within the alliance and with the US, but they've ended up with a Keystone Cops fiasco, which appears not even to be coordinated with their own ambassador, who might have told them not to waste their time on such an endeavour.
The British government has defended the mission and says it will continue to make contact with opposition groups in Libya. The British Prime Minister renewed his calls for Colonel Gaddafi to step down immediately. Henry Ridgwell for VOA News, London.